All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, depending on where you are. This is Kevin at 11, a special episode. I'm getting set up for my real estate event, Agent Mastery Live. It's beginning tomorrow, so this will be my last time to go live this week. But I want to talk about what it takes to win in real estate today. What it takes in 2025 going forward, what it takes to win in real estate today. And here's what I'm going to tell you. It takes the same thing today that it took 5 years ago. Same thing today that it took 10 years ago. The same thing today that it took 30 years ago. When I got in real estate 27 years ago, it takes the same thing today to win in real estate as it did then. Okay? It just does. Because the difference between people who win and people who lose is how they show up and how they approach the game and how they play the game and whether they win or lose. It's not a matter of like, is it different today than it was 20 years ago? 100%. Totally different. But what it takes to win isn't different. Technology is different, yes, but the dynamics that allow you to win in the game of real estate are the same today they were then. So I'm going to talk about this because this is where we get really, really confused, and that is we're always looking for the next shiny object. And are there shiny objects? Yes. Do shiny objects help? They can. New shiny objects are tools. But what wins in the game of real estate is mastery. Do you master the tools or not? It doesn't matter whether the tool was, back when I started real estate in 1998, what was my number one tool for making money in real estate was a telephone. That was it. Okay. Number one, telephone. Telephone, talking to people. And it could be face to face, it could be in person, or it could be on the phone, but it was still that. We didn't text back then. You got charged for every text message you sent, and some people didn't have text messages. People still had home phones. Did you realize people still had home phones until 2008, 9, and 10? When I started real estate in 1998, the vast majority of Americans still had a home phone. So you call, you answer the phone, you talk to them. And we didn't call from a cell phone, even though I had a cell phone. It was still something that you used kind of when you were in the car, not something that you used all the time for business. You used your desk, your landline. And then 2008, 2009, 2010 came along, the great global economic collapse, and everybody lost their home. And when people lost their home, including me, lost my home, we lost our home, turned off the landline, and then I went and rented an apartment, got a new place, and guess what? I was like, I don't have to have a landline. I'm just going to use my cell phone from here on out. And so that's what happened. So it changed things. But it's at the end of the day, guess what? You want to win in real estate, you still have to talk to people. Doesn't change, right? So I just want to kind of talk about three things that I see happening that are required to win the game of real estate today. And this is where you just have to understand it. And then the tools, whether it's a cell phone or video or your social media. Social media didn't exist in 25 years ago. When I started real estate 27 years ago, social media didn't even exist. I can remember having, what was the thing before Facebook? There was something else that came out. I can't even remember what it was. It was a social media platform that for a while was kind of the leading contender of social media. And then it died. I don't even remember what it's called. Something like my own home. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, whatever it was. It came and went, but I didn't use that to build a real estate business. I didn't have a website. We didn't have websites back then. I mean, it was just a different kind of thing. Internet existed, but nobody had a website. And so here's what it takes to win in the game of real estate. And this is where you got to get really, really serious about winning. So number one is you have to have a great attitude. And this is true in anything. So I typed this in, and by the way, great to see all you guys. I can't see who's watching. Like when I'm on Zoom, I can just see that I've got 7 people on live. So type in the chat. Just type in the chat who you are, your name, where you're from, and just so that lets me see. And when you type in the chat, I can see your name. So that will do that. So here's key number one: attitude. Okay, attitude. If you want to type in the chat attitude, that'll also let me see your name. So type in the chat attitude. This is the first key. Attitude is the first key. You've got to have a great attitude. And to me, the biggest part of the attitude is I have to be positive. I have to have an attitude of I like people, I care about people, I want to add value to people, an attitude of generosity, and an attitude of belief, certainty, confidence. I have to be confident. When I started real estate, I had no real estate background. I'd never even owned my own house. And my only sales experience was working at Burger King when I was in college. So that was it. So I didn't have sales training. I'd not been through sales training. I'd just been through the real estate licensing courses, which don't really teach you anything about actually selling. So I didn't understand prospecting. I didn't understand lead follow-up. I didn't know anything about that. Scripts. I didn't know what a script was. I mean, they're like scripts. I'm like, okay, what is this? Like, here's what you say when you call a for sale by owner. And I'm like, okay, it's weird and it's not, doesn't sound like me. It's not natural and all that kind of stuff. And they said, well, do it. And so, but I had the attitude of belief that if I would do the right stuff, that I could succeed, that I would win. So number one is your attitude. You've got to have the right attitude. Number two is you have to have a great work ethic. You have to be willing to do the work. Again, it doesn't matter if it's real estate or whatever it is. If you're not willing to do the work, you're not going to succeed. When I was young, I wanted to play basketball. Okay. If you want to be successful in basketball and you want to win, you want to make the team and be a key player on the team and win championships, guess what? You got to have a great work ethic. You got to be willing to practice, train, go all in on training, and you got to go all in on the game, right? You got to have the work ethic to become great at what you do. This is the mastery piece of it, is do you have the work ethic? So it's not only did I have the great attitude, like confidence and belief in I could make it work. I was still nervous. I was still scared, but it's like, I got this. I can figure this out. I will crack the code. If she can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. And this has got to be your belief. So your attitude's got to be an attitude of belief. I think it's got to be an attitude of generosity, an attitude of caring about people. And then the work ethic is you do what is required. Okay. It's not like just trying hard. It's like, I got to do whatever it takes. More than just trying. It's like, you got to commit to do whatever it takes. That's the work ethic. I will fight. I will work until I win. So that's the work ethic. And then number three is you have to be coachable. You have to be coachable. When we come into the game in real estate or anything, we have this ego. It's like, I can figure it out. And especially, I don't know, it's just the way most of us are. So we got this ego that like, I can figure this out. I'm going to do it. And if you want to be successful in anything, it's too hard to try to figure it out on your own when there's other people that will help you do it. And so I just look at them like, if you want to go pro and you want to be successful, so you have to have a coach. Period. End of story. You have to have a coach and you have to be coachable. Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you look at all the most successful people out there, most successful real estate agents, the winners, the ones that win the game and they win consistently, here's what they all have: coaches. They all have, they may be paid coaches. They may be mentors that are friends that have helped them or whatever. Somebody is mentoring them. Somebody is coaching them. If you're losing, you don't have a coach. You need a coach. Either you don't have a coach, or you have a bad coach. Okay. Which sometimes can happen too. But if you want to win, you have to have a coach. Have somebody else that's been there, done that can help you do it faster and better and win at it. And you combine this trifecta. This is the trifecta of success in the real estate game. Again, it doesn't matter what's happening in the market. It doesn't matter what's happening tactically. Like, what about AI? What about social media? What about video? What about websites, online funnels, all that kind of stuff? All of those are tools, right? How do you make the tool work? Number one, great attitude. Number two, great work ethic. Number three, being coachable and coached. It's like, then I can take the tools and I can win with the tools. Okay. But what it takes from you is like, what do I need in my business right now? Here's the number one thing you need in your business. You need you. You need the best you possible. And that best you has to have a great attitude, has to have great work ethic, and you have to be coachable. You need a coach. I have coaches. Every time I've been really successful, I've always had coaches. And when I get in the pit, it's when I'm trying to do it on my own, trying to figure it out. And we get blind spots. We do things without getting a third party perspective. We try to figure out something on our own. And it's just like, I can figure it out by trial and error, but why? How many games do you want to lose before you start figuring out how to win? Well, I'm going to figure it out. Okay. But if you get a coach, you got somebody that can help you figure it out faster and better with less pain, with less failure, and accelerates everything. And people are like, well, coaches are expensive. Well, coaches are an investment. You're the asset. And when you invest in you as your asset, you increase your cash flow. Okay. So it's just like investing in a good piece of real estate, right? If you get a good piece of real estate and you invest in it, it will make you more money. If you invest in a business, it will make you more money. It's like the same reason people go to college. They're like, if I invest in my education, I'll be able to make more money and get a better job. But I will also tell you this, that my experience as an entrepreneur has been, the biggest investment that I've got the best return on is in coaching over education. Because I mean, you look at that statistically, what's happened in our world statistically. You look at especially the elite universities. The elite universities now cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a college education, just with tuition alone. Doesn't include room and board and all the other expenses. Books, even books are thousands of dollars. I mean, you can spend on books just that amount of money on it. And the average college graduate coming out of college makes somewhere between $40,000 to $70,000 a year. Even if you graduate from the elite universities like Stanford or USC, some of the most expensive universities out there, you go to those, you graduate, and guess what? Harvard graduate, their average starting income after 4 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in yourself, you come out, you have huge mountains of debt for most college graduates, and your average starting salary is going to be around 60 to 70,000. Okay, there may be a few professions that you can get into with a little bit more than that, but a lot of that takes more education, and you got to invest more money, go to get a master's degree, get a doctorate degree, medical school, law school, whatever it is, and you're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then you come out with debt, and you go into a job. The average starting attorney barely makes six figures, even after all that stuff they've invested. And then I see real estate agents who come in, and I take my best real estate agents that I've like my poster child, the ones that have been the most successful, and I look at what they've done, and I'm like, they invested, if they invested in my highest coaching program, it costs a fraction of what it costs to go to college. And a rookie's making $250,000 a year. You can't do that going to college. 4 years making no money. Okay. Spending all this money, invest to get a diploma, to get the right to go out and make $60,000, $70,000 a year. And I've got real estate agents that I've coached that in less than 4 years, they did not spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching. They spent maybe tens of thousands, and they're making $60,000 a month or $70,000 a month. They're making more a month than the average college graduate makes in a whole year. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to accelerate and grow your business, this is true. This is true. And you look at the most successful real estate agents, not just my journey. Here's my journey. Okay. I hired a coach in 1999. So I started real estate in May of 1998. In November of 1999, I hired my first one-on-one coach. He was $1,000 a month. And I went from 42 transactions in 1999 to 108 transactions in 2000. Now, part of that, I could have increased my business on my own. But by having a coach who gave me accountability, who gave me, protected me with the blind spots, helped me elevate my skills and strategies and do things that I didn't know how to do and teach me how to do it and keep me on track and got me measuring and tracking my numbers to see what was working, what was not working. So I'm measuring and all that. And it more than doubled my income. And it was dramatic. Okay. In 1 month, my extra income paid for an entire year of coaching because I was investing in myself, right? Investing in yourself. So you come in with a great attitude, you come in with a great work ethic, and you come in with the willingness to be coached, and then invest in yourself. Invest in yourself for the tools, strategies, the learning, the coaching, and all of that. This is what is required in a business. And it's different than for people that have had just regular jobs. Because when you get a regular job, you may have gone to college for 4 years and $100,000 in debt to get a job paying $50,000 a year, $60,000 or $80,000 or whatever. Or even if it's $120,000, well, I got a great job. I'm an engineer and I make $120,000 a year after 2 years out of college. I love it. Great. Good for you. Okay. But I've got, again, agents that come out in their rookie year make $250,000. And even if they didn't do it their rookie year, 2 or 3 years in, they're making $250,000 a year. And most college, the career track of college graduates is not that great. And if it is, they're probably not doing what they got their college degree in. They probably have a business that they started, and they're actually have a great attitude, willingness to take a risk. They believe in themselves. They have a great work ethic. They work their butt off. They own it, and they're coachable. They got mentorship. They got mentored. They train to learn how to run a business. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. So this is an invitation. If you want to talk to me and look at working with me, you can follow me. I don't know if you can message me here, but you can also DM me. Follow me on Instagram, Kevin Ward Now, and you can DM me. If you want to come train with me at my event, I've got an event actually starting tomorrow, Agent Mastery Live. You can go to yesmasters.com/AML. We'll put the link in the comments. I'll post the link in the description of the video here, and you can come join me there. yesmasters.com/AML for Agent Mastery Live 2025. It's going to be an awesome 3 days, and that starts tomorrow. But the most important thing is check your head first. What's my attitude? Check your work ethic second. What's my work ethic? Number three, am I willing to invest in myself to get the right coaching and training and mentorship to actually win the game of real estate? And if you are my friend, I don't care what's happening in the market. I don't care what's happening in the economy. I don't care what's happening in industry. You can and will win the game of real estate. So it's been helpful for you today. If it is, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Post any questions or comments you have in the chat, and I use those to help me decide what my next Kevin at 11 is going to be. My next live stream will be on Monday, next Monday, which is now will be in November. Wow, like November 2nd, I think. So we'll see you guys then. Have a great day. Play to win, and always expect yes.